What's up, man?
What's up?
Woo! 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 Welcome to Find Another Zero podcast with Jack Man extraordinaire, producer. What are you doing?
What?
He's fucking echoing me. My name is Bart and Jack, owner, CEO of Project Power Gym. This is the podcast to tell you that you're too fucking comfortable and to find another zero, meaning if you suck at something, it's probably going to improve your life if you get better at it. And don't be such a bitch. You're going to fail. It's normal. It's fine. And we're going to talk about all the way through how we fail. We're going to talk about what happens when we fail, what happens when we learn from our failures, and then what happens from when we learn from our failures. So, Jack.
Yeah, what's up?
Why are you echoing me? What the fuck was that?
I thought we kind of agreed that I was doing the intro.
We literally, number one, never agreed to anything. All we do is conflict. Number two, no, we didn't.
I guess that was in a dream or something.
Where'd you go? Fucking Bermuda?
Fucking went to Miami. That was sobering.
That was Miami?
Yeah.
Sobering?
Sobering.
What does sobering mean?
Sobering. It was a sobering experience. I'm not going back to Miami until I'm rich.
Oh,
for one thing.
Yeah, you couldn't afford to stay there for
and
4 days.
It's just dangerous, man.
Dangerous?
Dangerous.
Go on.
Just the Vice City, you know what I'm saying? Like Vice City, you know.
Well, like getting mugged on the street?
No, not that kind of dangerous. Dangerous, like I might get lost in the sauce and never come back kind of thing, you know.
Lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to need a lot more, bro. Okay, you flew down there. What were you doing down there?
Flew down there. I was visiting a client.
A client. This was a client thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Not just for pleasure, but there's, yeah.
What was her name?
It was a fella.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. It's 2024.
So actually the flight was like $100.
Okay. No big deal.
And we had a place to stay for free.
The client's house.
Yes.
Okay. Who's we?
I went with my buddy Benjamin.
Okay. Does he work for you?
He's a scientist. No, he doesn't work for me. He's a friend. He's also a friend with the guy who's down there. The guy that we went to visit is actually he's like gone through the clinical trials. He's curing cancer.
What?
I swear to gosh. Why did I just? That's a
gosh.
That felt so wrong.
If you're gonna swear to him, you might as well call him the right name.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I don't know
I haven't done that ever. I don't. What the hell?
Ever.
Jeez.
This is recorded. That's why.
Yeah, so we went down there and fucking spent a bunch of money and, hit a couple strip clubs just because.
Did you?
Yeah.
What's a Miami strip club like?
Fuck.
Oh, dude, give it to me.
Oh, those fucking Cuban women. Jeez.
Big old butts, huh?
Man, everything. So, but even that, and like I wasn't, yeah.
No. You walk in and then tell me everything.
Shit.
Let's go, dude.
Yo,
I went to California for my bachelor party, and my group of 4 friends, every one of us that gets married, we go to California for our bachelor parties. And that was my very first strip club I ever went to. And it ruined me because the girls were the most amazingly looking, just put together, just holy shit. And then you come back to Missouri and you tell people about California fucking strip clubs, and they're like, yeah, they're a little bit different over here on the east side,
The east side.
So what's a Miami strip club like?
Yeah, you just, it's probably everything you'd expect. The fucking loud music, and you walk in, they're all beautiful, and they're shaking their titties in your face, making you motorboat them and stuff. It's just, and you're drunk, so your, inhibitions or whatever the word are low, and but yeah, it also made me be like, well, kind of gave you a little confidence boost almost,
It did.
Yeah.
Because they liked you for your personality.
Right. They genuinely cared about me, and that was really nice. And so
they were very sweet.
But they lied to you. They're like, oh, I'll do a dance with you for free, honey. And I'm like, okay, I doubt that, but
did they?
A couple times
for free.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said thank you, and then you walked away.
Yeah.
I don't have any money to give you.
Yeah. That I spent. I just spent stupid amounts of money down there. That was just.
So what else is expensive?
The food is ridiculously expensive. The food, the drink, everything. Literally everything is expensive down there. Parking, everything. There's nothing that's inexpensive down there, and it's fun as shit, and it's awesome. But that's I can't be doing that.
So you have to be rich.
Oh yeah.
Just in general now, like you thought about being rich before.
Well, this is interesting. So before, really, my main motives for becoming wealthy, or what I want as far as freedom and being able to work on projects that like this that I just love, like the podcasting business, and being able to retire my family so we can spend as much time with each other as possible. And now I feel that pull of like, I want to get rich and I want to go fucking party. Like that's really, and I think that's really dangerous. And so,
yeah, dude, I don't think anyone who's ever successful is like, yeah, I did it by being reckless with my money in Miami. You know, I think that's usually how every documentary goes, and then things went wrong.
Yeah, right.
And this is the time where the business went to shit.
Yeah. So
I just I just watched Bitcon. Have you heard of Bitcon on Netflix?
Okay.
This is that card company that was going to let you use Bitcoin by swiping your card.
Okay, so it's like a credit
Centra.
card.
It was called Centra. It was a debit card that you could use your Bitcoin with. And they were all based in Miami. And it follows this guy named Ray something or another. This is the biggest self-proclaimed sleazeball criminal. He's like, all my life I've wanted to be a criminal. Since I was little, I've wanted to be a criminal. Like, legit. And it just follows him in his two different avenues of trying to create a business. And the first one is Miami Exotics. It was called Miami Exotics. And so they, he borrowed $500K from like every one of his family members chipped in to give him $500,000. And then they started that business where they would just rent exotic cars to people in Miami.
Saw a lot of those.
Right.
Yeah.
And he said like most of the fucking cars down here are rented.
Yeah.
Like people don't buy shit. They just rent it for a while and then they give it back. And that's literally how the documentary started. And obviously halfway through the conversation of explaining Miami Exotics, Ray just went to the casino and to the strip clubs and spent all of his fucking money that they were printing through the company on Miami bullshit.
Uh-huh.
And then the whole thing fucking debacled. And then no bullshit, dude. Him and two other buddies made a website to put on one of those like Kickstarter forums where like they generate crowdfunding. And so they made a website and they took some guy's idea from like India about like a Bitcoin debit card, and they just copy and pasted his idea and then just replaced the company name with the name they made up. And then they just put that on the fucking
literal
Kickstarter. Literal copy and paste. And then made a website, and they just made up a bunch of shit. They photoshopped a debit card into people's hands, and then they literally photoshopped like their pictures, and then they went into LinkedIn and made fake LinkedIn accounts that said they all went to Harvard. And dude, they made $13 million of investments off of one website. And then it just went on and on and on and further and further. And it was all bullshit. And this Ray guy literally did nothing but go out and just spend money. And like the documentary just keeps showing this printer, and it just keeps shoveling money out of the printer. And the Ray guy, and he has no remorse for anything he's ever done and any people he's ever fucked over. Every one of his business partners, when they interview him, he goes, yeah, Ray's a piece of shit. Like, Ray does not have empathy. He will fuck you over. He will shake your hand and then immediately in the next sentence fuck you over. He called it the infinite money glitch. He goes, we just kept finding infinite money glitches. And it was all based in Miami, and it was all based on bullshit.
Yep.
And it was just funny that you're like, now that you've gotten the taste of like the high life, so to speak, that you can see how easily it is to like enjoy yourself and not really see an end to that.
Yep.
Because every time you go to the strip club, they're happy to see you. And every time you go to the restaurant, it tastes good. And every single time you drive the Lamborghini, it feels cool. Yeah, but
it's like a fucking dreamland. Like it's just a dreamland, you know?
Yeah, but have you ever woken up from a dream and like been fulfilled?
Only in nightmares.
I mean, a nightmare's not even, I mean, it's all.
But I get what you're saying, yeah.
Like, dude, I don't know. Maybe that's just me and why I'm able to be as disciplined as I am. Like, I extrapolate that good time into nothingness because it's just fairy dust. It's a bubble, right? Like, it's fun to look at a bubble, but you literally can't even touch a bubble because it bursts. So when you go and play in Miami, like, you can't even touch it because the moment you try to make it real, it's not.
It's a good metaphor. I like that.
You know what I'm
100%.
saying? It's cool to observe and witness, but to try to make that be like a normalcy of your life, like you just sacrificed your whole life.
Sounds. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. I don't think, like, if I was down there for more than 2 weeks, just like you're saying, the bubble will pop. I don't know if I could.
Look, how much
exist down there anymore,
Yeah.
even if I was rich.
Because
It's like the hedonism is just so
hedonism.
I've
heard of the resort, but I don't actually know what that word means.
Hedonism, the indulgence in pleasure.
Oh, okay.
So you, yeah. So there's this thing called the hedonic treadmill, and it's so let's say you get wealthy, and then you have, so now you're able to have the finest steak in the world. And you've never had that steak before. You've just had kind of okay steaks, maybe some Tuckers, maybe and even maybe Ruth Chris, which is some good steak, and then now you get the best steak in the world, and then so that to you is now a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then the next time you have that steak, it's great steak, but now it's a 9 out of 10. And then the next time you have that steak, it's a great steak, but now it's an 8 out of 10, and now it stays at an 8 out of 10. And so now there's nothing above that, so it's just an average steak to you after a while.
Yeah, that's what I mean by extrapolate it. Like, you can make anything normal, and like all normal feels the same. So like you can make a yacht normal, and I own a house in France normal, and that's never been the pull. We talked about this a while ago when we talked about the pull of why we want to be financially wealthy, right? And it's never to be like, oh, the best steak in the world will make me happy. It's, I want to experience what the best steak in the world tastes like, but I'm not trying to make that my normal. So like, I want to feel what it's what it's like to drive Lamborghinis and exotic cars, but I'm not saying that will keep. I'm saying the experience, and experience is a singular moment. I'm not saying that experience will maintain my happiness. So what I'm saying is, like, I want to experience all that there is to experience, and not try to keep it and believe that it is the ultimate experience, because the ultimate experience is every new experience. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's the thing. So like, even if you eat regularly 10 out of 10 steaks, and now there's 7 out of 10 steaks, that's your average, right? You then go to the South, and you go to a fucking hole-in-the-wall diner, and you buy a $4 fried chicken, and it's like, holy shit, this is an amazing fried chicken. And you have that same 10 out of 10 experience, even though it was $8. It's the experience of having very good versions of things, regardless of their price. I just want the freedom that price shouldn't be part of the problem, or part of my my prevention.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me, and because I've always looked at people getting excited to even like you get to test ride a Bentley or something or whatever, like oh, I got to go test ride this, and I've always just been like, that's not even sexy to me if I know that I can't have it afterwards.
Can I show you something real quick? Bentleys are dope, right? I love Bentleys too, like a lot. Okay, I want you to look at this, and then I want you to tell me what it is, and then I want you to tell me how much it is.
If I overestimate, is it gonna?
No. I'm literally showing you how much it is.
Okay, got you.
So I want the audience to hear.
Got you.
Okay, what am I showing you?
You're showing me a Bentley that is $47,000. $48,000. $48,000, yeah.
It has 16,000 miles on it. You can have a Bentley for $280 a month. I don't need $200,000 to enjoy a Bentley.
Yeah.
I have a Bentley saved on my phone that's 26 miles away from me right now, and it's $47,995.
Why are they selling it for that?
Because that's what happens to these fucking cars. This thing sat in someone's fucking garage, and it's beautiful, and he drove it 17 times, and now the 30-car garage needs new 30 cars, and so he fucking sells it. But because it's 13 years old, the value has dropped tremendously. And so this is actually what I thought about last weekend, because I sat there and I do vision boarding constantly. I always research the things that I want in life or that I want to experience. Because what you do first when there's something that you want, you make it a dream. We talked about it before, make it a bubble. And it's untouchable, right? Bubbles you can't touch because they pop. So you make these dreams about, I want to hang out in Miami, and I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this. And because you want to do that, you automatically put it on a pedestal that means you can't. That's why it's a dream. So one day, someday, I'll be able to own a this or that. And you make it an extreme reason why you can't do it now. So I fucking looked up all these cars that I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, holy shit. Look at this. Look at this. What is that?
A 2012 Ferrari.
For how much?
$88,000.
That's $1,000 a month.
Uh-huh.
You know that car's new is like fucking $380,000? And it's 88 grand? Like, your dreams are capable if you just fucking see what it actually is. So, like, legit, right now, dude. I mean, look at this. A Jaguar fucking F-Type V8 convertible.
38,000.
38,000. With 20,000 miles on it. So, I could right now pull up in a fucking Bentley and you believe that I'm a millionaire because that car's $180,000. I bought it for 40 fucking 7. And without you speaking to me, you have this perception of wealth and you have perception of this and that and the other thing. So like that's the disconnect, and that's why I want to get into it, because it's like I don't want money so that I can buy a $180,000 car, because I don't need $180,000 to drive a $180,000 car. I want the money so I experience what it's like to have that much money, to not ever have to look at price tags and
to make money disappear.
Yeah, that's a fun way to look at it, isn't it? I want enough money that I don't care if it goes away. Just like confidence. Holy shit, let's connect that. I just had a little epiphany.
Let's do it.
So confidence is that, exactly. You want to make so much money that you don't care if some of it goes away. You can frivolously let it go for things that you want. So confidence is the same thing with ego. I want to have so much confidence in myself that I can let some of my ego go when it gives me something that I want. Right? So if I don't care if you disrespect me, or if I don't care if you hurt my ego, that's how much confidence I have in with myself.
Right.
I have an abundance of ego to the point where you can take some of mine and it doesn't make me change. That's a cool way of thinking about it. I never thought about it like that before. Right? I got so much ego, or I have so much confidence, that you can disrespect me and you won't get me to break. Right? I have so much money that you can take some of it from me and I don't give a fuck. It does not affect me. What a cool way to think about confidence and ego.
And so if we're connecting these completely, the inverse of, so we have confidence and ego, and then is there an opposite of that in the financial world? Like, what is the ego in the financial?
I think you can apply ego to financial.
To the both? So both, okay.
Like, I don't think ego is transferable to all concepts, right?
Yeah.
Right? So it's about disrespect. You can disrespect me financially. You can disrespect me emotionally. You can disrespect me physically. You know what I'm saying? And so I have enough confidence within myself that disrespect doesn't get you to break my confidence.
Yeah.
Right? But fuck, that's a hard thing to do. Right? But that's what I'm telling you. If you take something from me and like, that's a slippery slope though, because there's, respect is an important thing so that you don't get used as a doormat.
So it's like you use respect. It's almost like being able to use, making sure that you respect me in a very utilitarian way, where it's like, this is a practical way. It's separating the ego from the practicality of,
correct.
Look, I get that if you disrespect me, other people are going to start disrespecting me, so I have to stop you from disrespecting me, as opposed to the person that goes, you disrespected me. Fuck this guy, you're a piece of shit.
Personally.
Okay. Yeah.
So setting a precedence for my respect more than taking it personally as a disrespect.
Right.
That's interesting, because I think that will help kind of, if you don't have the ability to step up for yourself, like you don't want other people to do the same thing, so you have to put a stop to it. But if this is an isolated situation, like, I don't need to stop it because you're not taking anything from me.
Exactly.
Wow. I think that'll get people out of a lot of problems emotionally that they put themselves in. Because, that's interesting. That's cool. But yeah, dude, I mean, Bentley's for 47. There's a website that I used to go on. I haven't gone on in a while, so I don't know if it's still up, but it was islandrealtor.com.
Oh, well, you can buy an island?
I was looking at buying islands, bro. And you can get a full island with infrastructure, meaning all water, sewer, electric poles, everything, for like $520,000.
What?
You can't even get a house in O'Fallon for $500,000.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. You just got to look. No one looks. Everyone goes, oh, it'd be cool to own an island one day. And you think it costs $80 kajillion. Mm-hmm. Like it costs something I don't have. But all it costs is your fucking attention. I had an employee once as to join the team, and I always kind of mentored every single employee that right when they joined, because a person with a goal works more diligently towards something, right?
Is this the Mustang story?
Did I ever tell it?
Uh-huh.
All right. We've spoken too much to each other, asshole. But yeah, dude, I mean, that's, I just think we need to be reminded of that every once in a while, because you have these frivolous fucking boundaries that you set for yourself from things that you should be able to attain if you just tried to attain them. They're a lot more attainable than you think. Even loans for businesses and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Have you tried? Have you fucking picked up the phone and called somebody and asked? Like, in this world, you got to think, everything that there is to have, there is someone trying to sell it. There is someone trying to get another person to take everything that you want. So connect yourself to the person who's trying to get other people to take it, and then figure out what you got to do to have it. Like Miami, you went down to Miami for $100, and I'm sure there was ways to make it a cheaper experience for you, right? If you really had to make it a less expensive trip.
I wouldn't have gone to the strip club.
So that's where you spend all the fucking money?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's your fault. You don't have to spend any money at a strip club, dude.
I know.
It's a $20 cover, and you just sit
it's
there.
like once you're there, you feel like you need
Are you
to.
throwing, you were doing dollars?
Nah.
No dollars?
Nah.
Just backroom shit all
Just
day.
fucking backroom
The
shit.
whole day? Damn, dude. That's like $300 a dance? What was it?
Yeah, we don't have to go into details. But
fucking screwed, bro.
It was a good lesson. It was
You
a good
get those
lesson.
2-for-1s.
Yeah.
Every once in a while they do 2-for-1s.
Oh yeah. It was a good lesson. But I was just thinking about this the other day on your point. It's like I literally all I had to do, I had been restricted by these chains of the false security of a job. All I had to do was find something that is valuable enough to charge $1,000 a month, and I find 4 people to do that for, and now I can live. I'm not rich by any means, but now I've literally just given myself a job.
Yeah.
4 people.
Yeah.
4 people.
Yeah, and the problem is because you say $1,000. Well, when you have no job, or you're a student, or you make $18 an hour, $1,000 might as well be $50,000, might as well be $100,000. To go to some person and say, hey, I need you to give me $1,000 when you don't have $200 in your bank account, that's the hardest thing.
Took me a lot of.
It's hard to look them in the eyes and be like, it's $1,000.
Yeah. And am I gonna die after they say?
Because they're gonna say no, right? They're gonna for sure say no, because who has $1,000 to just give away?
Right.
The answer is a lot of fucking people.
Yep.
A lot of people have a lot of thousands of dollars to give away for things that they want. Alex Hormozy said something along these lines. He goes, once you learn how to sell things, he goes, just go and sell the most expensive thing. Because it's all the same selling. Just ask for the most amount of money you can for whatever thing you're selling. And then if you can solve the problems of rich people, you'll have rich people fucking solutions. Rich people money.
Right.
And it's so true. I spent just as much effort selling a $12 product as a $100 product as a $1,000 product. And then when I started buying shit for the gym that was hundreds of thousands of dollars, it was literally the same experience. I talked to the same quality of salesperson. I had the same shitty customer service. I had the same shitty fucking problems as if I was buying a $12 product off Amazon. And it's crazy because when you don't have any money and then you go into these different situations where now you do have somewhat of let's say you've saved up a bunch of money to go buy your dream car or to go buy your dream gun or something. You were expecting the experience to equivalent itself to the value that you're giving.
Right. The perceived value, the perceived experience and the perceived value that's in
right.
Your head. Yeah.
You're buying, let's say, a $300,000 boat. You expect to go be fucking coddled at the dealership and be like, "Hello, sir. How are you? Thank you so much for. Here's your champagne." Like, no, they're like, "Oh, here's Jack to buy his boat." Like, okay, I'll fucking swing it around. Hold on, Jack. And you're sweating your balls off sitting in the parking lot, and he's pulling around a $300,000 boat. Like, the experience doesn't fucking change. But because of movies and stuff, and you watch people go into like Bentley dealerships and they're all in suits and stuff, and they, "Hello, sir. Yes." Dude, I haven't bought $300,000 cars yet. And I'm sure it's a different experience somewhat. But for the most part, it's all the same. I know one of my friends, she sells $1 million homes, million dollar homes. It's the same fucking bullshit as a $180,000 home.
What's the lesson in that?
Yeah, the lesson is go fucking just don't expect money to make you who you think you want to be. Right? Because if you're looking, to go buy a $300,000 a car, and you think that experience is going to make you feel valuable because you're going to get the respect of the dealership people, and then this, and then people on the street, like, I don't know, man. I think too many times we believe that whatever we think is over the hill will make us different than we currently are, and it's just not. It's the same experience over and over and over again, just with more zeros in the checkbook and cooler shit under your ass. Like, I don't know, man. It's not. And I'm not saying that because I've made it. There is no there to make. There is no destination, right? But that's what I'm saying about I can extrapolate things, because I'm 36. Life is significantly better for me now than when I was 26, which is significantly better than when I was 16. So, what I'm enjoying is I'm increasing my freedom of decision making. I have made enough money that I'm able to be more free with executing my creativity and my executing my kindness.
100%.
Now I can do cooler shit to be nice to people. Now I can do cooler shit to make my environment feel more homey. I can do cooler shit that I've always thought about. I was always creative enough. I just never had the funds to execute it. And so now I can, in real life, start to physically manifest the things that I've been able to think up. Like, man, wouldn't it be so fucking cool? I know how hard, Jack had that time with his car and his brakes. Like, wouldn't it be so fucking cool to just make his day and just like say, "Here, dude, don't even worry about it, and just fucking give him a car."
I love those thoughts. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then being able to execute on that
Yep.
one day. Like, that's what I'm excited about. Because I'm not ever going to think that, like, if I have all this money that I'll feel more important or I'll feel better than anybody else.
Because, the people that are most important to you don't give a fuck about
exactly.
that. You think Mika would give a fuck about,
No.
No. Yeah.
She cares about quality time, and that's the thing. Like, so 2 Saturdays ago, to have some fun quality time with her, one of my awesome clients gave me a Solo stove. Have you known a Solo stove? Okay. So they have a Solo stove Mesa, which is this big. It's like basically the size of what you would put kitchen utensils in.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Super tiny. And I'm like, because, I live in an apartment now. We're not allowed to have fire pits or fire anything on our balconies or anything. And there's a fire pit in my courtyard, but it's gas powered. So I'm like, Mika has never done s'mores. So I'm going to teach her s'mores. So I got bowls out. I put the graham cracker, the marshmallows, and the chocolate in like a bowl. And I'm like, man, it's not the same putting it over a gas fucking fire pit. So I took the Solo stove and I ordered on Amazon little bricks of wood that go in the little Solo stove. And we went to the courtyard, and I set up the Solo stove on one of the benches, and we fucking did s'mores from like a wood burning little Solo stove. And dude, it cost us nothing.
Yep.
And it's a core memory. Like, she was so excited and so happy. She's also 3.5 and hates when food touches each other, so she just ate everything individually. She didn't even.
She ate the s'mores individually?
Dude, no, she didn't eat s'mores. She ate some chocolate, and then she ate some marshmallow, and then she ate some marshmallow. Which is fine because it's about the experience, right?
Uh-huh.
But dude, it didn't require me having to have to go to Swing Around Funtown or
Yep.
Disney World or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you can't go to Disney World, you're like, if I could just get my kid to Disney World, then I'll be a great parent and they'll have the time of their lives.
Yes.
But it has nothing, dude.
100%.
It's nothing to do with that,
I resonate with that.
right?
That's what holding me back from doing a lot of dates. I'm like, oh, if I can't find something super fun to do, I'm just not gonna.
What's
not
super
gonna do it.
fun?
Something fucking cool, man.
What's cool?
Some event at the Botanical Gardens, or live music or something like that. Like if I don't get those, this is what's going through my mind.
Yeah.
But if I don't drink, I only drink once a month or when I travel. So like I'm not going on dates and drinking. So it's like that exact same thing is going through my head of if I can't find anything exciting, I might as well just fucking not do it, which is stupid.
Well, again, extrapolate that. So if I'm the entertainer, and and you have a good time with me,
Right.
or are you having a good time at the event?
Right.
Okay, well, if it's the event, well then, bro, you're fucked for the rest of your relationship.
Right.
100%.
And I don't understand, because I'm pretty fun to be around. I'll be honest with
And
you.
you believe that?
100% believe it. Like anywhere I go, I am. This sounds so douchey, but the life of the party in a sense. Even when I'm sober,
With
even
females?
with everyone. Yeah, females.
With females?
Oh, for sure.
Specifically.
Definitely.
You have no problem walking up to a girl and just getting her to have a good time laughing.
Yeah. Easy.
So why?
I don't know. That's what we need to think. Like that's what is the psychological part.
Maybe because it's so easy for you to have a good time and just to have a good environment because you create one. That's your normal. That's your 5 out of 10. And if you're trying to have a good time, then you want to go do something fun. Because you just told me you went to Miami and you fucking loved it, and now you think you're going to get rich so you can fuck your life up.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah.
you experienced the 10 out of 10 that you haven't experienced.
Right.
Because if you went to just the average place to eat and the average strip club and the average stuff, well, you can have a good time anywhere. So it was normal.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe you yourself require extravagant
That's
things.
interesting. Yeah, you might be right there.
Because I understand where you're coming from, because I too can have a good time doing anything with anybody, right? I can, there's charisma and there's an understanding of how to make the room lighthearted, right? Mm-hmm. But that's normal. That's my everyday. So I guess if we're gonna go do something special, quote unquote, then I have to go do something special. But that's part of being a good person, is like you're special all the fucking. That sounds so corny. But like you make special, right? You create special.
Right.
So now you just get to create special with somebody else. And now you get to create special together. So now they feel special too, because they're in participation of the special. So there's no extra needed, And again, that's extrapolate. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking OCD about extrapolation, but I constantly do it. If I'm about to do something, I already think about it being done 50 times, 100 times, 1,000 times. And then I think about the journey of the 50, of the 100, of the 1,000. And I go, where does this take me? How does this end up? And what difference does it make? And if at 1,000 is the same at 50, and it doesn't need to be anything more, well, then it's beautiful. It's what it needs to be. It's worth it. It's great.
Explain that to me. Explain that to me in another way.
If I indulge in something, and the first time I indulged it, I fucking loved it. Mm-hmm. And the second time I had to indulge in it just a little bit more.
But if you love it the same on the thousandth time,
great.
I've been struggling with words.
You've been tongue tied with them strippers, bro.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of extrapolating in Miami.
Yeah,
a lot of extrapolating going on in Miami.
It's terrible.
This is a PG-13 episode.
If version 4
is the same as
version
1000,
1,
it's a special.
This is love.
Right.
This is true.
Gotcha. Yeah.
This is real. Right. And a lot of people throw shade to that just because nothing lasts forever. And I agree. Everything is temporary. I understand that, your 80th date isn't going to be the exact same as the first date, because there's nervousness and butterflies, and the more comfortable and the more used to something you get. But I think there's new things to appreciate in certain, for example, there's a trail I walk, and I walk it a lot. Mm-hmm. And I know what to expect, and it's a different sensation the 5th time versus the first time. Because the first time I've never walked it before. I'm learning. I'm looking around all the fucking time. I'm noticing. Well, the 5th time, because there's a comfort, well, now I'm not focused on things that didn't matter on the trail, right? The first time I'm observing everything. I'm noticing everything.
Every sensations are just coming into you
all
like
of
at
them.
1,000. Yeah.
Because you don't know what's important, what's not.
Right.
I don't know which trail matters, which one doesn't. I don't know this one goes left, this one goes right. Which one's the real one? That's a moment. That's a sensation. Well, as you learn that there's pitfalls this way and there's nothing that way, you get to hone in on what there actually is. So although the 5th time is different than the first time, it's just as fun as the first time because I'm learning new things about the same thing.
So what is this directly correlated with? Could this be directly correlated with gratitude, with inquisition?
I think it has to do with self-honesty. Self-honesty, because again, if you indulge for the 2nd time and it's a little bit less and you need a little bit more of it to enjoy it, you're lying to yourself. You're trying to get yourself to enjoy something that you don't actually enjoy. Because if you need more of it every single time, then you can't enjoy it. So if my dates are only good because I get more and more exotic with them, well then how much can I really enjoy it? If I have to just keep inflating it more and more and more and more and more. You know what I'm saying? Like how good can I possibly be with this if I need to just keep exaggerating it more and more and more and more and more? Right? So that's, I think, what keeps peace and tranquility and your ability to kind of stay centered with all the options and choices and because that's what gets people fucked up anxiety-wise is the choices they have are endless. You have endless choices to take someone on a date. You have endless choices of cars to buy. You have endless choices of houses to buy. You have endless choices of people to date. You have endless choices of houses to buy. You have endless choices of everything. And bro, if you're like constantly going like, well, this is a 13 out of 10 and this is a 12 out of 10 and that's a 14 out of 10, and then you're starting to like, what's the best idea and what's like, dude, like you're just riddled with, I didn't make these choices till I can make that choice. And so you're really just thinking about comparing what you're doing to all the other shit you could be doing and how it compares, which is, again, the comparison is the thief of joy. So you're doing what you're doing, and all you're thinking about is all the things you didn't do, and if any of them were a better choice than what you're currently doing. And you're miserable.
That's why. That's probably why it's important for for people to not to have sex with a bunch of different people. Honestly,
potentially.
And if you want a happy relationship,
potentially. I don't know. I can also argue that there's phases of physicality that you need to express. And maybe not every single person expresses their physicality the same way, but it's important for you to have, just like experiencing, right? Like how long do you need to drive a car for to know that you've driven the car? Like how long do you need to have the Bentley to be like, I like Bentleys, but I don't need a Bentley for the rest of my life?
Gotcha. Yeah. Maybe like a week or.
Okay. So let's say you date a girl and you like having rough sex. And you've never had rough sex before, and this is your first opportunity to have rough sex, and you go, rough sex is fucking awesome. And you experience it. And then you experience pretty much everything there is to experience with rough sex, and it's over, because now in order to experience and enjoy the rough sex, it has to be even rougher. And now it has to get even rougher. Now it has to get even rougher. Now it has to get even rougher. And then you're like, I'm kind of bordering on a line that I don't really like.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if that's the only value that had, well, then you're not going to miss it then with the wife that you marry when she doesn't really love rough sex. And you're like, that's okay because I've had rough sex and it went down a road I didn't really want it to go down. And so now if you've never had that rough sex and your wife doesn't want to have rough sex with you, you're always like, man, I really wish someone would have rough sex with me. Right?
I think it's different for men and women, for sure.
Oh, dude, no doubt. This
is
a big difference between males and females.
Yeah.
Because males compartmentalize intimacy physically, like that rough sex externally, unbiasedly, may look, degrading and all that. But from my opinion, from a male's perspective, the physicalness of submission or whatever, there's an intimacy with that. There's a vulnerability and a trust and a passion that can be exchanged when two people can agree on a way of being physically with one another, right? But if the female, no, I'm not doing that with you, or no, I don't want to have sex tonight, or whatever, it's much different for males than it is for females, because males feel intimate and cared for and vulnerable physically, because we have to compartmentalize our feelings to be males properly. Females' superpower are their feelings, is to be able to understand their feelings and share their feelings and express their feelings, and that's their superpower, to love. Male superpower is to survive. And to survive, you have to compartmentalize your feelings until the problem's over, and then you can talk about your feelings, right? So for males, it's the physical response is the most intimate right now thing that we can do, because that's just how we're wired, and that's the truth. And we're trying to reverse that right now in today's society. We're trying to make the feelings that females are really good at expressing and getting into and diagnosing, males are supposed to do that same thing, which shows how strong we are, right? And okay, the fact that I can tell you that I'm sad or that something made me angry is fine. It's all dandy. But we solve that shit physically. I can tell you how sad I am until I'm blue in the fucking face. But until I go work out and I physically exude the emotion that I'm feeling, it doesn't change anything for me to acknowledge that I have it, or to acknowledge that it exists, or to acknowledge that I'm feeling it. I have to physically do something about it. That's just how we're wired. And that's where the misconception is. There's all these dudes right now are getting super aware of their feelings, and they're getting super aware of connectivity with their female on the emotional front. But the disconnect is we need to take it one step further, and we need to physically do something about it, because that's our intimacy, is physical. And intimacy could be a workout. I'm not saying that we have to fuck roughly, but I am saying that is an intimate thing, no matter what it physically is. Mm-hmm. If I let you work out with me, that is a vulnerable thing. That is a very intimate thing for me, to let you work out with me. That is a huge sign of respect. That is a huge sign of togetherness. If I value you enough to express physicalness with you. If I ask you to come help me build something, that's where bonds are created in the male gender. We go to 2-a-day practices. I can't stand that guy, but he's my teammate, because we went through physical together.
Mm-hmm. Blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
Right. And we have to be that way, because we're the ones that run into shit. There can't be a fire and then me turn and be like, I'm really scared right now. I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
That's disgusting.
It is disgusting. Yeah. Run. Go do the thing, and then we can talk about it afterwards. Right?
Yep.
Okay, so why is it okay when there's a fire, but it's not okay if I want to fuck? Or if I need to, I don't feel safe. I feel alone. If you have sex with me, I don't feel alone anymore. Okay, and again, like, the internet's going to take this and go fucking haywire with this shit. And I'm not talking about one-night stands.
We're clipping the fuck out of this shit.
Yeah, right. But, dude, it's the fucking truth. And I don't give a shit who says otherwise. Like, it's just, it's a superpower. And that is just how we get fueled up, dude. That's how we get fueled up. You know, there's expressions forever ago. I mean, from the... You know, you keep my balls empty and my belly full. Like, bro, like, I'll do anything you need.
Yeah.
Babe, like, you are taken care of if those two things are fuck. And, you know, it becomes it's misogynistic and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, is it though?
Who are the ones that's lonely, unhappy people that are the ones saying it's misogynistic?
We gave you the chance to be right? For probably 2/3 of my life now, the Mad Men concept of, like, male and female and how females are worse than males and all this shit, like, we've gone way too far with it, with stuff like that. Like, oh, if you say keep my balls empty and my belly full, like, that's misogynistic and this and that. And I think we're like, okay, we hear you. That sounds fucked up, and maybe we need to be more equal. And I think in the last at least 20 years, we've really made that an attempt to do that. Men have spoken about their fucking feelings a whole lot more. There's men's groups now. There's all these things. And suicide is up, and anxiety is up, and mental disorders are up.
Divorces are up.
All these things are up. So we've given you guys a chance to execute your plan of that's all misogynistic. Let's do equality. I'm not saying we shouldn't be equal. What I'm saying is we're fucking different, and together we're the same. That's why we need to be the team.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, we're cogs here, and what we're trying to do is this, as opposed to accepting the differences.
If everyone on your baseball team was a first baseman,
right? Exactly.
Like, you suck.
You're not a. You're fucked.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
If everyone on your team is the exact same position, if everyone in my company was equal, and everyone was the fucking owner, and no one had a job because all the jobs were everyone's jobs.
Right.
But somehow it makes sense to do that in the family because we're so we're over the top with tasks. I think we've really fucked up tasks versus roles. Because back in the day, they were OCD about the tasks the male does and the tasks the female does. Women cook and clean and males go to work. And I think that's what they attacked. They attacked that. And once we gave in to that, they're like, well, what else we got? You know what I mean? Let's keep going.
Yeah, there's no end to it. That's for damn sure.
Of course there's no end, which is why everything's fucked.
Yeah.
Everything sucks right now.
Because the goal line keeps moving.
Yeah, because when you become right, that's their value system.
Yeah.
I was the leader of the charge that got men to do cleaning, right? Okay, so what are you doing now? Women can also be men now. You have to just keep being on the front line if you keep wanting your value to stay.
Yeah. Yeah, coming up with more and more ridiculous shit.
Crazy shit.
Yeah.
So instead, and right now I think I have at least witnessed a huge blowback from females saying how badly they just want to be women again. Mm-hmm. How they've been in these relationships where they've had to wear the pants and they've had to be the leaders of the family. And they've gotten out of those relationships because they're like, I was dating a child. I was like the mom of the whole family, including the husband. And he would never instigate anything. And I explained to them, I go, do you know how hard it is to instigate something when anything you instigate is touted as toxic or controlling, right? Mm-hmm. If I, as the leader of this family who controls the finances, says you can't afford to buy that shit anymore, and you come back with, you're a controlling asshole and blah, 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 blah. Eventually he's going to say, let you run to your own demise.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let you learn the fucking hard way. So now you have to be the fucking leader of the family because we get our balls chopped off every time we fucking try to do or say anything. So have at it. And now they're all coming back and I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it all over the place. I just want to be in my femininity.
There's 100%.
I just want to be a woman again.
Have you noticed? I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but I see a bunch of men that are walking doodles and little dogs now. I'm not, I'm just observing this.
Yeah, no,
I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Well, they're walking the family dog. I would like to believe that that's true.
Where are the fucking German shepherds and the pit bulls I mean, for real though.
The women are walking them. I'm seeing a lot of women with pit bulls.
Yeah, right? For real. For real.
But see, again, this is that line that I'm not going to say I'm on both sides of, but I have a pink water jug. I would have no problem walking a little dog if I had to. Masculinity has nothing to do with tasks for me. That's the point of all this. And that's where people aren't present enough to know the difference. Washing the dishes isn't a feminine thing for me.
For sure, 100%.
You know what I mean?
It's just a task. Yeah.
It's a task. But with the role is, well, let me designate what the tasks are for all of us to accomplish what we want to accomplish. So I sit with my woman and we go over what the game plan is, and I execute the game plan for us, and I make sure that we get to our destination that we together have decided is where we want to go, right? A team decides to win the Super Bowl together, and then the leader goes, here's my plan for how we need to do this. You do this, you do this, you do this. And if we all do our shit together, we'll get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the man is the CEO and the wife is the COO.
That's right. Yeah. Sure. Exactly. And that's what femininity and masculinity has more to do with. When there's a problem that arises, they look at the man, and because the man is who he is, he needs to drop his shit and go take care of the fucking problem. Don't be a pussy. Don't tell me you're scared. Don't tell me you have anxiety. No shit. Yeah. We all fucking do.
Sorry, babe. I have anxiety.
I'm having a hard anxiety day today.
I can't go into the burning building to save our family.
If my woman had to, if I didn't want to call somebody because I was scared to talk to them, and so my wife fucking did it,
she loses respect for you immediately.
He has to.
Like, yeah.
All these little jokes that I hear of, like, guess who hung the pictures? Well, I didn't have my ladder. Like, I'm like, bro, like, again, I know it's tasks, but if she asks you to do them, you fucking do them.
Mm-hmm.
And you do them and say, yeah, fuck yeah, babe, I'll hang all the fucking pictures. I'll hang them right fucking now. You know what I mean? Because when you go, hey, babe, I'm really fucking hungry. I'm on my way home from work. She'll go, I'll get something ready for you, honey.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But if she asks you to hang something because she's short or because she doesn't know how, and you fucking play video games instead, the fuck you think is gonna happen the other way around, dude? She's provided by for you. Like, come on.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So again, it's not tasks, but there has to be leadership. There has to be leadership, and there has to be support to the leadership. Everyone wants to be the fucking leader, but they really don't. Some people, there are people who love to be the supporting role to the leader because they share in the glory. Everyone thinks that the leader is the one who gets all the glory. All of you win the Super Bowl ring. Every fucking one of you. Even if one of you is touted as the MVP always turns to the supporting role and go, I couldn't have done any of this shit without you. Because that's the fucking truth.
Yeah.
You don't have to be afraid that you're going to get forgotten about when things go good. Right? I just don't understand why we can't keep focus on that. There isn't a person who's ever accomplished anything great that hasn't had someone in their own mind who think that deserves it more than they do. Right? If I know what I have to do to make everything run. I know. And if my woman makes sure my balls is empty, my belly is full, on my hard days she fucking just holds me, like, I am infinitely more of a superhero to go fuck shit up when I have that kind of support. Mm-hmm. So when I get any sort of praise and then someone goes, oh my God, Bart, how did you do this? I go, I couldn't have done shit without her. She's the reason why any of this stuff exists. Right. Because I wouldn't have been able to do any of this shit without her. All the days I wanted to quit, she fucking let me put my head on her shoulder and she reminded me how much of a fucking man I am and how fucking badass I am. Every time I was stressed to the gills, she sucked my dick like I thought my soul was inside of it. And it instantly calmed me down. Like, she deserves the fucking credit. So, like, that's how a team fucking should work. And, it's not how it is right now. Too many men are women and too many women are men.
I think this movement they think that we've outpaced our evolution. Like, it's just not in our.
What does that mean? Outpace our evolution?
Outpace our evolution. They think that women can just choose to be masculine if they so choose, and that they can still be attracted to a feminine man. Like, and they think that we can just choose these things, but this is ingrained in our evolution for millions and millions of years. Like, we're not just going to break out of that.
We've learned that, we are incredible actors. Like, the human race, in terms of monkey see, monkey do, is insane what we're able to model. I mean, we are so good at pretending and lying that we could do it to ourselves.
Oh, 100%.
And most people walk around completely lied to themselves.
It's ego protection.
All day. But it's not even ego protection. I don't think it's... what I think is literally they don't know what to fucking do.
What do you mean by that?
They don't have any sort of compass. They never developed a compass for themselves. All they've developed is an ability to duplicate what they have seen. And they have no idea why they're duplicating it. They have no idea where it's going to get them. And they have no idea how to. They just see shit and they try to act like what they see without really knowing anything about it. Which is where all that, like for example, like the going to Miami and spending a bunch of money shit. That's just monkey see, monkey do. Where does all that come from? Rap videos.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, but then I don't know, because it's fun when I'm there.
It's fun because it's fantasy.
Yeah,
it's not real.
But I'm enjoying it still. I'm not enjoying it because I think other people should be enjoying this.
It only exists as a manifestation of make-believe. Look at all the trends from fashion to speech to music. It all has roots in make-believe. So fashion, there's a lot of like, you ever seen those red boots that look like a toy?
Fashion's fucking stupid. I think, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
but so all the shit that you're like able to do comes from a video game, a movie, a song, a rap, like a music video based off of fantasy. And then people are like, wouldn't it be cool if we could actually do that in real life? And then they find a way to do it. That's what it is.
This is a piece of what's called mimetic desire. Everything that we desire is a copy of 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 desires that have gone all the way up the chain.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's truly like, I mean, think about how many Hot Wheels cars have turned into an actual car. Think about how many lyrics in a rap video that the dude made up a word are now mainstream, common day, everyday used words. People don't even like, why are you using that word? What was wrong with the other word we were using? You know? And again, what's the line? What's the line of progression? What's the line of you know, moving forward and developing new things? And I understand that when I vocalize shit like this, it's very easy to throw shade. There's another fucking term from a rap video.
Gen Z, bro.
Yeah. Of like, well, if that's the case, then we should all just be living in huts all over again. And reason needs to be at the focal point of why we do what we're doing. Just because we can do shit doesn't mean we should do shit. And we've, like I said, the compass has been completely taken out. So when I like music and I hear this guy use these words, and then I watch the video and I see this person dance this way, wearing these clothes, all their thought process is I haven't seen that. I'm going to go see if it works in real life.
Yeah.
Right? And then the first 200 people to do it, everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with these guys? Look at these crazy assholes. And then you give it 6 months, and it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I was growing up, Criss Cross was a band, and they wore their pants backwards. They wore their jeans and their jerseys backwards.
That sounds very uncomfortable.
Oh, fuck, it's ridiculous. Guess how many kids wore their shit backwards when I was in elementary school?
That's so dumb.
A fuckload. It's so dumb. All of it is dumb. You take enough steps back, bro, it's all fucking dumb. It's all dumb. So, again, it's one of those extrapolation techniques where you go like, what's the root and where does my compass fall in line with what it is currently happening? And that's what prevents you from falling into trends, and that's what prevents you from going down paths that take you in places you don't want to go. Make sense? If you don't have that compass of I don't want to because I don't think it's right, and you don't have to have any more scientific fucking explanation other than that. Like, this trend is stupid. Well, why? You did that other trend. Yeah, but that other trend felt okay to do. This is stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. Yeah, that cleared it up for me. Yeah, 100%.
So like if we can ground ourselves more in that compass and start understanding why we're here, what the point is, what we're trying to accomplish, well then you stop doing all this stupid time and money wasting shit.
In person without a compass, the wrong people can move them wherever they choose them to be.
You don't even know they're wrong.
Well,
you have no ability to determine right or wrong. We made Wet Ass Pussy the #1 song in the country for I don't even know how fucking long. Wet Ass Pussy was the #1 song in our country when like 2 years before that we took Baby It's Cold Outside off the fucking radio because it was invoking rape conversation. So Wet Ass Pussy is empowering, but Baby It's Cold Outside is misogynistic. That is a telltale sign of humans without a compass. And without an actual root in reality, and without a root in right and wrong, without a root of just because it's right or just because it's wrong, we shouldn't do this. Because if you go purely off science, there is no right and wrong. Science doesn't have morality, which is why we're able to have men's be females and females be men's, pretend and act, and because we're able to monkey see, monkey do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. It's frustrating for me. It's very frustrating. And it's like walking around with people with their eyes closed. And it's just, it's infuriating sometimes. And it's lonely sometimes. Because it's hard to connect with people. It's hard to talk about real things. It's hard to share real shit. Because you're either going to share real shit with someone who's not even there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or you're going to get told some shit that's just so fucking crazy and so wild that if it like hurts my brain. It hurts my brain cells to even try. So, moral of the story today is what?
Find a compass, man.
Yeah. Find a compass.
And don't be a pussy. If you gotta be, you can't be a pussy and find a compass. You gotta fucking grab
both sides.
Grab your cojones.
On both sides, right? A female needs to grab herself by the pussy and say, I'm going to be the best supporting fucking human for this man that's going to lead us to the promised land possible. And I'm not going to be afraid that he's going to leave me because I'm not in the limelight. I'm not going to be afraid that I'm not going to get where I want to go because I've let him have control. I'm not going to be afraid that if he doesn't step up, I'm going to fucking leave. That's what women need to do. You need to leave your fucking baby boys that you're with.
Yeah, quit entertaining these fucking
Absolutely.
softies. For sure.
Stop asking guys out. Stop making the first move. Stop planning the dates. Stop making the relationship work. Stop it. Stop doing his side of things. So if he can't do his side of things, leave him. And then men, stop being fucking allowed to be a doormat.
Yeah.
Stop thinking you're bad because you expect to be fed and you expect to be cared for physically and you expect someone to fucking support your dreams. Cool?
Fuck yeah.
All right. Don't go to Miami.